Welcome back to the Yee Yee podcast. My name is Parker. I'm joined by my two brothers as usual, Granger and Tyler.
What's up?
What's
What's
going
up?
on, guys? We were off
Not
last week
much.
because I was bedridden for 4 straight days with something. I don't remember the last time I was that sick. It was terrible. Apparently, Texas is the sickest state in the United States right now. That's what my wife told me.
Really?
We have cedar fever. That doesn't help. I got
So,
cedar fever in January, and that sucks. For
so
people that don't know, it's just allergies.
in my journal right now, I've been reading back the last 6 years. It's pretty consistent. I have a sore throat. I don't have one now. I'm totally fine now. But last year, year before, like throat was on fire. So I can kind of track through my journal the seasonal problems.
Well, you know a day that we're not going to be sick, Lord willing. May 9th and 10th. For the first ever Yee Yee Fest. We are having a 2-day festival right here in Georgetown, Texas at the Yee Yee Farm where Granger, you and Earl Dibbles Jr. are going to perform a concert on Saturday night, May 10th.
Yep.
That is huge news. It used to be Yee Yee Day, and now you have decided to come back for a one-time concert here at the farm. Talk a little bit about what's going on.
Yeah, it's actually something that, as we had been talking over the last year on how to grow Yee Yee Day, which is now Yee Yee Fest. I believe it was Tyler. At some phone call, something you said, let's just address the elephant in the room right now. This would be much better if you just played a concert. You kind of said it jokingly, but it really stuck with me. And I started to think, man, am I being selfish to hold back this, this golden ticket? Am I being selfish by just saying no, no, no? Or should I set my pride aside for a second and be like, okay, I could play one concert here at the farm, bring in a stage, bring in the band, bring in the crew, and make it. Then it started getting, in my mind, then it started getting better. As I'm thinking through it, I'm like, oh, well, this could be like our annual get together, like our little band reunion. And every year we could look forward to it. Mark your calendars, whatever you're doing, come and we'll play songs and so it's just as much about me and the band and just as much about my family, giving it like, this is Maverick's chance to see me play a concert. This is little David's chance to see me play. Maverick's been talking about it. He talks about it every single day when he wakes up, that Earl Dibbles Jr. is going to play a concert and he's going to go out there and watch him. So, that was kind of the decision. Let's do it. Let's just do it once a year. And for people that either never got to see me or want to relive it one more time and come out and hear Backroad Song and all this stuff.
So for those who have a million questions right now, can you guys kind of break down what's going to be going on? It's a Friday and a Saturday, and what's going to be going on on those days?
Yeah, but before we get to that, I want to ask Granger to clarify, to me, and then maybe some fans are like, hey, what happened? I thought you said you're never playing again or you're never touring again. How is this different? And I mean, I know the answer. It's one show. It's at your house, your family farm, family. It's not 300 days on a grueling tour across the world. But how is this different? How will you be able to handle the reasons that you quit that business? How is this different?
Yeah, I've thought a lot about that question, ironically, lately, because of just other stuff going on in my life. And I think what has happened is I've talked more about how I needed to stop touring for this reason and that reason. And I've talked less about the more important scenario in this whole bit. And that is the Lord raised his passion for me and my relationship with him and his word. He raised that desire for me so much that music became less. We don't talk about that enough, but that is the number one reason. I would still be doing touring right now if I was just struggling with like the sin of pride or the need for applause. I would just learn to suppress that and preach the gospel from the stage. But the reality is, I just didn't really want to anymore.
Cool.
The
That
Lord
makes sense.
rearranged my desires. And so
this is easy for you to just go, hey, I'm just going to go play a show one night the
that's
whole year.
Exactly.
It's no big deal.
And if it got canceled tomorrow, I'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not like, this is the one chance. You know, it's like, yeah, it'd be cool seeing Todd and Blake and Dusty, Johnny, you know, like it'd be cool. Fish is coming. But if it gets rained out tomorrow, I could hang out and get some dinner with them. They're just the same.
How do you think, I'm asking the hard questions, because I struggle with them too, you know, being the manager all those years. But how do you think I know you've thought about it a little bit. How do you think you'll handle the expectations of, man, I hope we have 5,000 people there? Or what if there's only what if nobody shows up? I know all that stuff's somewhat in our control as far as how we market it, how we talk about it and say, go buy tickets. But how's your heart with that? Have you thought about that?
Man, this is like opening up some stuff in front of some people that maybe they shouldn't all hear, but I'll just say it easy. I don't really make money from this company. I won't make any money from this festival. So like financially, it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant if one person comes or 5,000.
If anything, it's kind of a huge risk with zero return.
It's a huge risk with zero return.
People don't know the amount of money that it takes to put on something like this.
It's going to be to bring in the stage, to hire, you know, the lights and the video and the sound. Like it's extremely expensive. So it's at some level, my hope for this company is that we break even and we like have enough people to pay the bills. Like that would be cool. But at the end of the day, I have no career to base on it. The problem with touring before was everything builds upon itself. So if we go play Grizzly Rose, that number matters for the whatever theater or festival we're going to play in Colorado that same year. So if we do the Grizzly Rose, we sell out 2 nights in a row, then the festival that comes calling in July outside of Denver, we can go, hey, Granger is worth this, and you should get him because look what he did at the Grizzly. But we go to the Grizzly Rose, and we have a really bad showing. We just lost another job that year. So everything builds upon each other. Yee Yee Fest doesn't build on anything. It's just hope you come, you know. So I think I'm totally at peace with all that.
Last question I think that I have. How are you going to rehearse with the band? Are you going to remember songs? Are you going to have the stamina for a 90-minute set?
Yeah, well, I definitely will have the stamina because we tested that out, you know.
Yeah.
But I hope to rehearse on Thursday, actually. Yeah, I hope to get the stage in here. So Yee Yee Fest is the 9th and 10th. I hope to get in on the 8th, get the stage in, get everything set up, and just have a really fun night. Bring in some barbecue or tacos or something, be with the band, play through the set just for fun. But I've also considered having a little screen with the lyrics. Like that'd be kind of cool too, just to.
I talked to Bull yesterday. He was dropping off a bus from one of his tours, fixed it and it's gone. Picked up the toadies or something, but I was telling him, man, on the 10th, hey, everybody's going to be there. Can you make it? And he said he's going to be on the road with like Slayer or some band. And I was like, dude, you should try to make it. And his buddy was like, I can try to cover for you. And anyway, so Bull's going to try to make it. But he said they both said that Wildflower, they were just on it like last week. They're like, I think that actually might be available because I told them we need a bus for like the band. And so they said it might be available. That'd be crazy.
I just get chills like that. Me to reunite with her is a strange thought. That one of the weirdest things in this whole transition was walking off Wildflower And because I don't know if anyone knows this, but that's the name of my bus that I toured with for a long, long time through, tragedy in my life. It's part of my testimony. The night in Boise, I talk about in the back of that bus. Like, I have such a connection with that bus in many ways, and many spiritual ways, actually.
And protection on the
Lord-
road across
the Lord
country.
used that bus as a tool in many ways in my life. River was on on Wildflower a lot. So a lot of people don't know this, but when we did our final tour, I sold that bus, and it was, not only was it sold, by the time I played Billy Bob's, it was already sold. It wasn't even mine anymore, but they were picking it up for a tour the next morning after the last show. So we had to get all our stuff packed the night of Billy Bob's and have it like in bags. And when we came back here to the farm and parked it that morning, we parked to get all our bags and gather all our possessions, walk off that bus, and the new owners were there already cleaning it and heading out on a tour. So I got in my truck and I drove off, and like I did for so many years, looked back at Wildflower and just said, all right, goodbye, old girl. That was weird.
Yeah, it was sad.
Yeah.
Well, do you guys want to break down what's going on?
Yeah.
Friday at Yee Yee Day. We'll break down what's going on, and then we'll break down like the questions I know everyone's going to have, like how much does it cost, kids, that sort of thing. So Friday, there's going to be a truck show. And what does that mean for people?
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, because this is new to me, but from the way I understand it, we've partnered with these really cool guys, Keg Media, Robbie and Josh. And from my understanding, they've been doing this a long time. They take it's basically like an event where they put on, I want to say put on a show, but they put on like a truck event where across the country where everybody brings their trucks. And they have a loyal following of these, they also do like SEMA. They do builds. Somebody told me that Josh is doing, Billy told me Josh is doing a Maddox Batson build right now for him. So there's like all these connections in country music, but they put on these events across the country, and they're very well attended. So Friday's going to be that. We're going to have trucks all over the farm. In my mind, I think, right?
It's
like,
essentially a show that like people just come and they admire the trucks because they're like in absolutely insane builds.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like 500 of them at least.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, so that'll be a lot of fun. Like, those trucks, those crazy builds, a lot of them I think are pavement princesses, as we like to say. But those are still fun to look at. I don't think I'd ever own one, but they're fun to see all the gadgets and the lights and they're jacked up. And
is there going to be a truck pull or a tractor pull?
No, because we needed concrete, I think, a concrete pad or something like that. Or did we say we could do it in the dirt? I can't remember.
Yeah, you need concrete, he said, because the trucks would just start sinking down. So they need to be able to spin their tires. So.
Okay. And
so there's a truck show Friday. There is, I'm not sure off the top of my head when gates are, and there's also going to be I believe the VIP dinner is that night. For anybody that pays a little extra, they get like a shirt and a poster, and then Granger's going to give, food's provided. I think we're only opening it up to like 200 people or something. Granger's going to do, I think, an acoustic, like a short acoustic performance and a prayer. Kind of like I want to say prayer breakfast is the thing, but it's like a prayer.
That's what changed. It was, that thought was originally the prayer.
Yeah, and honestly, we're still talking through this, so details like that aren't confirmed, but I don't know I think Billy said Billy is our promoter. We partner with Peachtree Entertainment, who puts on a lot of like Rock the Country and Tailgate and Tall Boys and a lot of big festivals.
Saturday, the Mud Bog is returning. in all of its beauty as of it's going to be just like last year?
Yeah, last year, but I think we're gonna. I think we allowed everybody 2 runs,
Mm-hmm.
and I think this year we're gonna do 1 just to kind of, because it kind of was a little long last year. I feel like,
Yeah.
but maybe that was just for us, like trying to keep the day going. I think everybody else didn't care and had a blast. But
You can just tell me if this isn't confirmed yet, but do we know if we're going to have 3 different classes, like a DOT certified, an ATV class, and then an unlimited class for the mud bog yet? Or are we going to wait to confirm all that?
I don't think we've really talked about that.
I'm assuming we'll probably do that.
I definitely want to. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope that that's kind of in the work. There are so many moving parts on this festival, and thankfully we hired out a promoter to help us, especially like building the website. It's very difficult to build a website because we have all these, if you want to enter, you have like all these criteria for the application for the mud bog and for the truck show. So it's complicated. But yeah, we hope all that. If you're just going to come and hang out at the festival, all this is kind of irrelevant. You're just going to come have a good time, just watch everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be so fun to come, just show up, buy a
So
ticket,
cool, man.
and just see what we're doing. It's like, if I'm being completely honest, it's stressful. I don't know if, although this year for some reason there's so many more team members and partners that it's made it like a little bit off of our plates, which has been nice. And I was like, I'm actually really looking forward to this. I mean, the fact that Granger's playing a concert, that's obviously going to be fun, that it's 2 days, that the ticket prices are a lot cheaper, so a lot more people can come.
So let me just get into that real quick because people are probably
Yeah, that's a big deal.
annoyed
What are the
with
tickets?
me right now not doing all this. So as of right now, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, the latest prices that I got were so there's a Friday ticket, there's a Saturday ticket, and then there's a weekend ticket that you can get. For the full weekend, it's $79.99. For just to come on Friday, it's $34.99, and then if you just want to come on Saturday, it's $59.99.
And those are all pre-sale before the event. If you buy a ticket day of, it goes up like 10 or $20. So like the weekend pass, instead of $79, I think it's like 100 or something like that for the whole.
Yeah, so if you
And
just
again-
show up at the gate, you can get a ticket. Just know it's going to be like 10 or $20 more.
And kids,
Kids, I thought we confirmed on a previous call 6 and under is free, but then yesterday on a call they said 3 and under, so that still needs to be confirmed. So it's either under 3 or 6. I think it's 6.
that's a
It's
little
free.
bit. We're kind of this company we're referring to, Peachtree Entertainment. They do festivals across the country, so we're kind of using a diagram from what they just what does a normal event do?
Yeah, but also making sure we're all on the same page of this being a super friendly, kid-friendly, all ages,
Yeah.
all that kind of good stuff.
Our really goal, I don't want to speak for you guys, but I think that a goal of this event really could be, number one, it was just something cool for Yee Yee to have an in-person event. Granger toured for so many years where like all of these people in Yee Yee Nation could come together. And we really wanted something that like people could come and eat and drink and see and experience Yee Yee in person for a day. And I just think it's so important for a brand. Whether Granger wants to continue to perform or if he doesn't, we could just have really cool stuff for people to do and come and experience. And I think that one of our goals was to create something that was truly family friendly. So like, it's our first time doing it at this level, and so hopefully this does happen. But like a lot of times at these events, it just ends up being, it just gets really crude really fast. And so our goal is for it to be like, if you're around Texas and you want to come see some awesome trucks, and like I want to bring my son, to come see some awesome trucks, to see like monster truck in the mud, pay $40-$50, come see an incredible mud bog, eat, drink. It's basically going to be like a state fair.
Yeah.
And then you get to see like a family friendly, incredible concert afterwards. So I think that's kind of the goal, is to just like redeem something that has been kind of taken by society to not be appropriate for kids, to hopefully
Yeah, nice
Looks
community
looking
fair, basically.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we're building. Minus the Ferris wheel, because I looked it up and it was way too expensive to get a big Ferris wheel in here, but I did look it
Oh
up.
man, really?
Yeah, it
Probably
was.
a lot
What
of
did I tell you? It
liability
was like
too.
for a small one.
50,000?
Yeah, for a small one, it's like 20K, and for a bigger one, it was like $50,000 or $60,000 for a Ferris wheel per day. I was like, oh, that would have been awesome to get a
Dang.
Ferris wheel. Maybe we'll work out a deal with some company one year and get one out here.
Make them the presenting sponsor or something, and
Yeah.
work out a deal where we can shout them out on Yee Yee Life.
Yeah. Did you hear about, speaking of the mud bog, you hear about my truck, the 77 that I ran in the mud bog last year?
Mm-mm.
So my Duramax needed work on it, which is what you get with a 21-year-old truck. So I took it to my mechanic, and in the meantime, the 77 was ready. It's been worked on for about 6 months. I haven't seen it since it was sitting here at the farm, broken down with the rear differential was broke. So they got that fixed. They put bigger axles on it, which they found from an old truck that was sitting out in a field. They fixed like a couple of random things like the heater and the windshield wipers, and they got it running good. And dude, awesome truck. It's an LS swap, which means the engine is a 2010. So what year's your truck?
2009.
Yeah, so the engine in that, did you know that is a year newer than yours?
I think I remember you saying that. Isn't it from like a Tahoe or something?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a Tahoe or a Silverado, but it's one of those two, Tahoe or Silverado or Suburban. It's a 5.3 liter V8 Vortec. So everything's cool. I really liked driving it, but none of the gauges worked. Like they were just never hooked up. So it's on those old K10s. They have a dual fuel tank, left and right. This one only has the left. I think because of the swap, something happened. It only has a left tank. So I was driving to meet a guy from church at lunch, and I was like, all of a sudden it started breaking down. I was like, what's breaking? And I was like, wait a minute. I'm running out of gas. That's what's happening. So I pulled over. It was right out here, like a mile from the farm. I ran out of gas. Called Tyler. I felt like I was 17 again. I was like, hey, man, what are you doing? Come pick me up. I was out on the county road, broken down. So he came and got me. But then, because it's that 5.3 liter V8 fuel injection, you can't run out of gas in those. It hurts them.
Well,
So-
I asked Bull that because we were talking about that.
Yeah.
I said, will it hurt the fuel pump? He said no. He talked about mechanic talk, and he said I can come by the farm, but you probably have it back with Kevin, right?
Kevin doesn't work there anymore. He works at Toyota now. So it's still with those boys at Georgetown Muffler. But I called them and I just said, hey, because all of a sudden, after I ran out of fuel and put gas back in it, someone can comment below, by the way. I hope you're listening. It had a real long crank, like 20 seconds before it finally started. It just wasn't getting fuel. So something happened when I ran out of gas, because it had a quick crank before that. So now it's got a long crank. But what happened, here's my point. I liked driving that so much that I called the guys at Georgetown Muffler and I was like, hey, man, could I give you a list now? Like, can you check the blinkers, the headlights? Can you replace the driver's side seat belt? It was falling apart. Didn't really work.
Does the radio work?
There's no radio in
You
it.
should get AM, FM in there, not like CD player or anything.
Yeah.
Maybe,
So I was like,
maybe
can you
cassette.
check? Can you just check the AC? AC doesn't blow cold. Can you just check and see if it's a quick fix? Can you figure out what's going on? Can you give it a new tune? Because it was tuned for like mud bog. Can you tune it for daily drive? So anyway, I was setting it up and I'm like, I think I might like start daily driving this truck. Then what was cool was I turned it in, gave it to him, said, hey, if you got other guys to work on, don't worry about it. Get them ahead of me. But when I picked up my Duramax, after I had driven that for 2 weeks or so, picked up my Duramax, it felt like a 2025. The Duramax is 21 years old, my truck.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, like the perception, I felt like I was driving a brand new truck. I was like, wow, like the seat felt so comfortable.
What did it feel like driving mine? Any different?
I mean, and then yours is in a whole new world, like a
Yeah.
whole new ball game. Yours is so interesting to drive. But I thought that was such a cool perspective. Like my 2004, I was like, just to have like air conditioning, the feel of the steering wheel, the tinted windows. I was like, whoa. Perception is all of a sudden like I've got a brand new truck.
And did you put the muffler back on it on the on Alice?
On Alice, they gave it an all new exhaust, so it's legal now. But it's like the most minimal exhaust system you can get. So it still sounds like it has nothing on it, but it's a clean sound, like no backfires, and it sounds like clean.
Yeah, it's nice. I feel like I'm not gonna go deaf every time I'm around it.
Yeah.
What do you call it, Alice?
I call it Alice because Maverick named it Alice because it came from Stanley Chevrolet. You remember that place? Stanley Chevrolet in Dallas?
Mm-hmm.
So Maverick was looking at that sticker one day. Stanley Chevrolet's pointing at it and asked me what it says. And I said, Stanley Chevrolet Dallas. And he said, Alice. Like it just clicked, like Alice. So that, but then I even started thinking, like down the road, I really liked it. I saw it down the road, like, should I paint it? Should I give it a paint job, or leave it?
I would say, yeah. I mean,
can you imagine like two-tone red and white or something?
Oh, that'd be incredible.
You know how cool that would be?
that'd be cool. I mean, it's pretty bad right now.
It would take
Part of me
some Bondo.
misses how the Earl Dibbles looked. It's like him driving up in that thing is like so clean looking. It's weird, but that's Earl.
We need to get
For
some
you,
dirt
if
on
you
it.
if you do it, I would do a two-tone, like
Pawpaw?
red and white or blue and white would be so cool.
One of those two. Chevy did a really good blue and white and a really good red and white. Pawpaw, our grandpa, had a red and white. So
I wonder what year
it's
his
already
was.
two-tone. It's like
Oh, it is. What was the original color?
like dark tan and light tan, like beige.
I mean, you should do that. You should do the original. I'm a fan of that.
Do the original.
Just bring it back to glory.
Yeah. But man, those two-tones are so cool.
Yeah.
But I thought about it. I don't know how much it cost. But
Probably a stupid amount.
yeah, these days it's always whatever you think it is times 3.
Yeah.
I think a Ferris wheel will be a couple grand.
Yeah, exactly.
50 grand.
No, I thought Ferris wheel, what, 10, 12 grand? No, 60. So anyway, that's my story with Alex. Comment below, everyone listening. Should I give it a paint job? It would definitely, it's got some rust on it. Would definitely need some Bondo. But golly, can you imagine rolling up with an LS swap, that engine?
I think you start with the basics, like you're doing, and then second you say, do I enjoy driving it? It sounds like you do. And then third is like, yeah, maybe we paint it and make it look nice.
Yeah. Okay. And for everyone wondering, Earl Dibble's truck, which is our dad's truck, that is now lives here at the farm. I felt weird. It sat in my barn at home, and I was like, this is not technically not my truck. This is all of our truck.
Speaking of that, we haven't even said, maybe y'all have or thought about it. The truck show, Earl's truck needs to be center stage somewhere for people that come to see Earl's truck. That'd be cool.
Yeah. That truck is definitely not a daily driver. That truck is work.
We'll
Like, with the 3 on the tree, with the non-power steering, non-power brakes. Like, I'm sweating after driving that just to the gas station.
It's tough.
Like trying to get to the pump, So, I decided that truck needs to live here. That needs to be in photo shoots. It needs to be part of the Three Brothers. Yeah.
All right, I just looked it up. What's your guess to repaint the 1980s? It's 80s, right?
1977.
1977
I'd
two-tone.
say 7 to 10 grand.
I was going to say 5 or 6.
It's a standard paint job, 5 to 7.
What about two-tone?
It says if there's, that's for light rust repair. Decent, but not factory perfect finish. Okay, it's definitely going to be more. Mid-level standard paint job for more in-depth rust repair and panel patching if needed, 7 to 10,000.
You know, what I was thinking about is I wish I could have it painted and it doesn't look brand new. It's like painted, and it looks like it's a 20-year-old paint job.
Yeah, interesting.
Because I don't want it to be pristine. It would
Yeah.
be weird.
We can break it in pretty quick.
What was the Backroad song? That truck was black, right?
The lyric video. Yeah.
No, the official music video.
Oh, I
It
don't
did.
remember. Oh no, that was blue. I
It was
think.
blue.
Yeah.
I lose track. And then in Miles and Mud Tires, that was red, a red truck.
Sounds right.
We've had a lot of square bodies and a lot of music videos.
So, back to Yee Day to kind of finish that up. Is there anything else that we missed from there? I guess. I guess we didn't even say when tickets are going to go on sale. So it just announced today. Tickets are going to go on sale next Friday, which would be March 7th.
Next Friday's, isn't it March 8th?
Next Friday is March 7th.
Yeah, that's right. March 7th.
And will that be at yee.com?
Yep. Yee.com, yeefest.com.
Cool. And then, so just to confirm, Yee Yee Fest is going to be May 9th and 10th. Granger we'll have a truck show on the 9th. We'll have a mud bog on the 10th during the day. And then that evening, around 8 or 9, Granger will play a set with Earl Dibbles. And you guys can come out to the farm.
Yeah, I think the biggest question people have is how much money, because last year we had a much higher ticket price, but that was kind of an experiment because we didn't want to overload the farm. And now that we know what we could do, it's like, now let's make an affordable ticket. I had some people, I was speaking at an event yesterday in Tulsa, and somebody said, one of the guys said, "You think you'll ever do like a concert like once a year at the farm?" I was like, "Actually, yes. I'm going to do that May 10th. And he's like, "Dude, I will come." And his wife was like, "But I thought you said we were going to go for Yee Yee Day." And he's like, "Oh yeah. So we need to pick one of the two, Yee Yee Day or his concert. Which one do you want to do?" And I was like, "Guys, it's the same thing now." And they're like, "Whoa, really? We get to see Yee Yee Day and a concert?" I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "But is it expensive?" I was like, "Yeah, $60."
Yeah, Friday's 34, Saturday's 59. Or the whole weekend is 79. Can people camp out here? People that come in town?
No,
So they'll just get a hotel.
no camping. I think we're
Fly to
going
Austin, grab a hotel.
Yeah, I think
hang
we're
out.
going to get like a hotel block or something for people, so it's a discounted, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Other than that, that's another experiment. Like, we're going to, hopefully this is a thing we do every year. And camping, maybe we'll experiment and get some RVs out here, and maybe that'll be a thing, but we're not ready to go all in yet with that.
Cool. Well, let us know any questions you guys have in the comments. We'll try to answer them. With our remaining time here, I was just going to briefly talk about how Yee Yee Life, our YouTube channel that has turned into a gun channel, just hit 1 million subscribers.
You should have brought the plaque. Put it right there.
Did you get it already?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll text Zach to bring it up. Show
YouTube
us.
does not waste time getting those plaques out. They're so smart when it comes to that.
So the next milestone is 10 million. And then after that's 50. And at 50 million, you can tell them whatever you want. It's custom. They can make you like a Earl Dibble statue. Pretty cool. Because not many people get 50 million. Actually, 28,000 hit a
Man.
million. There's only ever been 28,000, if I remember right. And then 10 million is like 1,000 or 900. And then 50 million is like, 10 or 20 or 30. It's like Mr. Beast has all of them.
Man, Yee Yee Life has now become one of the greatest channels, the greatest channel. It's one of the best channels I've ever seen. Like, all the gun channels that I've seen, this is the most efficient and most entertaining. There it is.
Oh, you already shot it?
You guys didn't waste time shooting it, did you?
So if you're listening on anything other than YouTube, sorry, but if you're on YouTube, this is the gold plaque. So basically when you hit 1 million subscribers, YouTube, you're like eligible to order it, and then YouTube will send it to whatever address you
Did
put
you
in.
pay for it or is it free?
I think it's free. Right?
It's free.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's free.
Yeah, pretty cool. So we shot with a 50 cal today. We filmed a video and then shot it with the 50 cal.
So-
that'll be
so-
uploaded.
To put this in perspective, didn't we have 42,000 subscribers
Yeah.
like 4 months ago? In July? In July, we had 42,000 subscribers.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. We had 150 million views in the last 28 days. So that's been a fun project in the future of Yee Yee.
Man, that is wild. It's wild seeing what this says on it. Presented to Yee Yee Life for passing 1 million subscribers. That's so weird to me because I started the channel.
Yeah.
It's like, and then I didn't do anything.
It was your baby.
And then it exploded when I stopped doing something. That's crazy.
What's awesome about it is, like, at the top of the channel, when you click on it, it'll say, like, recommended videos, and it'll be, like, the best fried chicken in the United States, or the best chicken fried steak in the United States, and it's, like, Granger from, like, one of the initial videos that you made with it, and so those still show up.
You know what's impressive is Parker's aim. Like, what did you shoot this with?
The 50 cal.
You're getting.
Is it dialed in?
You're getting better and better, huh?
It's dialed in at 100, and so we brought it up to 20 yards, and then I did one practice shot, and it was 2.5 inches low, and so I aimed for the play sign because
That's a
wanted it to be
perfect
right in the middle
shot.
of the play sign in the Yee Yee
If you
Life.
could have gone to the right like half a inch, half a centimeter.
So you remember, speaking of gun channels, you remember we talked about Matt Carricker several episodes ago, and we, kind of the debate on whether or not our Demolition Ranch is going away and he's retiring and all that. Well, he called me, I guess last week or so, and invited me to his retirement party, and everybody's coming. So
Wow.
I don't know what that means. Like,
Are you gonna go?
yeah, I told him, I was like, yeah, I'll go. That sounds fun. I'll bring Lincoln. Bring you guys if you want. But I mean, what does that mean? Is that further evidence that he's actually hanging it up? Or is it, would he actually have a retirement party and it's all fake?
You're just so, like,
Oh, did I tell you?
not buying it?
Did I tell you that I texted him and said, I know what you're doing. You can't out entrepreneur another entrepreneur. And he was like, no, I'm really stopping. I was like, you're going to, like, what's it called? His company, the app.
What did he say?
Pepperbox.
He was like, no, I'm getting off that too. So I was like, all right.
Yeah, he's literally throwing a party. He's having a farewell party, and I'm not gonna tell everybody where it is, but it's like at a place where, we can all go and make a video and like be the last video.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think that the increase of subscribers are a ton of the demolition just like, well, this guy seems kind of cool and similar to what Matt did 10 years ago.
Yeah, man. Matt's the GOAT. He's the inspiration for it all. We're just trying to carry the torch.
So you're gonna have to. I'm just gonna tell you, dude. With Yee Yee Fest, you're gonna have to also make yourself available because you will have people that will want to meet you.
I don't think so yet, but I think at some point. I think that the channel's still so new, and because it's like primarily shorts that we're doing, it's very much just like quick hit, seeing what we're doing, rather than like building a loyal. Like, I don't think people care about me as much, but
We'll see. You
Have you
got
guys-
1 million subscribers.
Have you guys seen that guy on TikTok that he like lives in the woods and he makes knives and stuff out of rock? And he'll like he'll read somebody's comment that says, "Can you make a tomahawk?" And he goes, "Yeah." And then he goes into it.
I've seen that.
That
yeah.
kind of reminds me a little bit what you're doing. Like, can a pillow suppress the sound of a gun? Let's find out. Like, it's just so cool and quick. And
Parker was watching a video where this guy had like some sort of hand grenade and he put it like in a dishwasher porta potty and like, or no, it was a vending machine. He popped it in there and ran. And then it just blew up everywhere. He's in the middle of the desert. And Parker and Zach were laughing. I was like, if I ever see y'all upload a video like this on Yee Yee Life, I'm deleting the entire channel.
I think grenades might be where I draw the line.
yeah,
Like,
that's
your
the
safety
problem,
is
man.
More concerned.
The problem with YouTubing is that as it grows, you you increase the risk of yourself in order to get more views because you think it's already been done.
True.
And it's not true.
The truth of YouTube and life, business, success, fitness, is just master the basics consistently over time. That's it. But people want to get sexy. They want to get grenades out. They want to destroy a Lambo in a field. Like, what can we do that's bigger and better? And it's just not the case.
I got an example. Who's I'm so sorry, I forgot his name, but who's the old man? Old man YouTuber gun guy?
Hickok.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Hickok 45.
Dude, he just does it.
Yeah.
He goes out there and just Hickok 45.
7 million subscribers.
He just does whatever he's going to, and it's like so respectable because you could tell he has old man wisdom. Like, I ain't gonna shoot something, that's dangerous, or I'm just gonna do what I do. He has all those little metal targets.
Yeah.
We got a call.
Yeah, we got to go do this Yee Yee Fest call. But yeah, I was telling Tyler, it seems like with YouTube, there's like 3 facets. There's the host, whoever the main person is. There's the idea. What are we doing? What are we talking about? And then there's the editing. And typically, I think if you get 2 out of those 3 things, then you'll have a pretty good video. Like, if you have a great idea and good editing, it doesn't really matter as much who's hosting it.
Yeah.
Or if you have a great host and a great idea, but it's not edited very well, it'll probably still do okay, And so I was trying to, with a lot of those channels, yeah, they just have they're like, we're going to get a grenade and we're going to get a grenade and we're going to throw it in a Lambo and see what happens. It's like, that's an insane idea. It's really dangerous. That would probably do well, but hopefully for us, we can like do a safe idea and then we can make up for just like a simple idea, but with like editing it great, and then trying to host it in an interesting way,
This is not a shot at Ginger Billy at all, because he's a friend of all of ours and super funny and a great guy. But he's an incredibly funny host, like you said, very engaging, and then he has great ideas. But the editing isn't like Mr. Beast editing, and that's okay, and that's what people want, is that authenticity. Like, he has those 2, but the editing is just, honestly, he's probably Ginger and his wife like filming it, and it works great.
Thank you guys for listening. We're super pumped for Yee Yee Fest, and
same with Kentucky Ballistics. Sorry. Same with Demo Matt. Like all of our friends. When you fail is when you get too cute and fancy and slick with editing.
Yeah,
anyway,
it's just different styles. A lot of people come across as just like a home video, and then the Mr. Beasts of the world want to come across like a polished Netflix show. Just kind of depends. Thank you guys for listening. We're pumped for Yee Yee Fest. Can't wait to meet you guys, have you out here at the farm. I'm excited to see you play a show, Granger. I'm excited for the Mud Bog. I'm excited to see who the champion truck is going to be. It's going to be a $10,000 Mud Bog competition again. And it is so much fun to see people go through the bog. So that's going to be a really fun weekend, May 9th and 10th. Again, tickets will go on sale Friday, which is going to be March 7th. And you guys keep an eye out for that. We'll see you next episode.